We good? Okay, we're back here at the Mike Jordan Show. It's College Football Breakdown 2008. And unbeknownst to the audience, I'm a little bit under the weather, but that don't stop us from doing what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? We're here with Ro Rodriguez. We're talking about the college season. And we're talking conferences. Right now we're at the Pac-10. It's a well-known fact that Southern Cal is the Pac-10.
Right.
Is there anybody hold on, y'all. This how you do it when you do it live. You get phones ringing and all the kids running around and shit like that. That's how it is when you do it live. Cars parking. That's how you do it live. You know what I mean? Anyway, let me see what I'm saying. Can anybody give them a serious challenge? Arizona State, UCLA, the new Heisel and Norm Chow era. What's gonna happen? Because last year my main man Jim Harbaugh rolled up in there with the Stanford Cardinal, and they got the win in the Coliseum.
That's right.
What's gonna happen with the Pac-10? Who do we got?
A no-brainer, you can say, is
Southern Cal?
Yeah. Okay. Doesn't take much.
They run the Pac-10.
It is. They are
the Pac-10.
Pac-10.
Yeah.
It's just that I have a feeling there might be some slip-ups.
Right.
You know, like we said, Arizona State could be one.
Yeah. Maybe Stanford could get them again.
You know.
Maybe UCLA.
Could be UCLA. Could even be those two Oregon schools people are forgetting about.
Yeah, Oregon State. Yeah.
Problem with Oregon, I just found out today that their quarterback he's done for the year. So now they got a backup. So we'll see how that goes though. But yeah, you could say USC with Ray Magaluga. I can't even pronounce his name. Middle linebacker.
Nobody can pronounce that.
Ryan Cushing. You know what I'm saying? Joe McKnight.
How about Sanchez, the pride of Mexico? Mexico.
It's going to be interesting to see him. I know he played 3 games last year.
Right.
I know he lost 1 to Oregon.
Yeah, because David Booty was running the show last year.
That's true. But
and there wasn't much issue. You know what I mean?
It's going to be interesting. I think it's not about USC's defense. It's going to be how their offense responds this year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Defensively, they're solid. Sean Mays at free safety, he's a freak of nature. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Brian Cushing, another All-American linebacker. You want to say? It's just, can that offense
sustain under Sanchez?
Exactly.
Right.
But I would say.
You would say Southern Cal.
Yeah.
And last and least, the Big East.
Wow.
We got South Florida. You think Big East? You think Georgetown?
Right.
You know, Syracuse.
This isn't basketball.
This ain't your daddy's. This ain't your daddy's BC. This ain't your daddy's Big East.
Right.
Who you got? Is it Southern Florida? Who you got?
In my opinion, this is the hardest conference to pick from.
Because Dave One still got a lot of money to go out to the University of Pittsburgh, and I'm still waiting for him to do something.
You can say the first thought will be West Virginia, right?
Yeah, well, Pat White.
Pat White, Noel Devine, you know what I'm saying? Say goodnight, that's what they say. You know what I'm saying? But then I look at it like, okay, they lost to Pitt last game of the year. They choked. They could have been in the championship game.
Come on. Bro, we all saw it. That's why I didn't even mention it.
Well, I did. So thank you.
So you going?
No. See, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because I've seen how many players they lost. Like Steve Slayton probably should have came back for his senior year.
Yeah. Because he went in the 4th round?
Yeah.
He could have came back and pushed that to at least a 2nd round pick.
So they lost so many dudes to the draft. I'm not quite. I know that the consensus will be West Virginia, but I'm not really in. I wouldn't go there.
Right.
You can make a case for. Like Cincinnati had one of the best defenses last year in the country.
They shut a lot of cats down.
That's right. They
Bearcats.
They what is it? I think led the nation last year in overall turnovers. But you can even say UConn. UConn, don't laugh.
Hey, calm down. I love UConn.
UConn is technically last year's co-champion for the Big East. They shared it with West Virginia. People don't really know about that.
Right. That's why we got you up here, because you know all that.
So, if I had to pick today, I'm going with South Florida.
Florida?
They were ranked number 2 in the country last year at some point.
Yeah. And my main man, Mike Jenkins, who's now a Dallas Cowboy, he manned half of that defense last year. Him and Trey Williams was on the corners. Now Mike Jenkins is a Dallas Cowboy. Shine, baby, because you with America's team now. But yeah, so I'm writing you down, South Florida.
Yeah, put that down. George Sleevey at defensive end, another All-American.
Right.
Matt Grothe at quarterback. I think South Florida, they're going to be solid.
Okay, cool. Right now, this is comparable to like a rapid fire type thing. We're going to give you what's called a segment called "What's Good With," and then you give us the answer. Okay. Ro, what's good with Notre Dame football? We saw the horrid season they had last year. A lot of people saying Charlie Weiss needs to go back to the NFL. What's going on with Notre Dame football?
Okay, they won 3 games last year.
Terrible. They played 12 and won 3.
They might win, at best, I'm going to say 5.
Ooh.
Oh, 6. We'll push 1. All right, 6. Notre Dame is not the Notre Dame of the 70s and the 80s.
But correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that why Charlie Weiss is there?
Right.
I mean, he won 3 Super Bowls with the Patriots. They brought him, gave him a gang of money. What, he got like a 10-year deal?
That's right.
He's supposed to come into Notre Dame and bring Notre Dame from the bottom to the top. And they had a good season in this first season, but they regressed tremendously last year.
You know
so
why
now you're saying they're going to take one step up from Terra?
You know why they had a good year? His was his first
Ty
season.
Willingham played.
Yeah, thank you. He said it. That's why.
You know,
Because kids don't want to. I think the reason is, a lot of kids, they don't want to. This ain't like, Notre Dame of the 80s or 70s. And kids don't really want to go there. Like, they're not getting the recruits.
Right.
And Ohio State is killing them recruiting in the Midwest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Rich Rodriguez now in Michigan, give him a few years.
Yeah.
He's going to be recruiting crazy.
Yeah,
So,
Lloyd Carr's replacement. Right.
Exactly.
So, but speaking of big-time powerhouses that are seemingly on the decline, what's good with the U? We've seen them all. Kellen Winslow, Jeremy Shockey, Santana Moss, Reggie Wayne, everybody. They were just a factory in the early 2000s. Now, Randy Shannon, what's good with the U?
I think the U has fell off ever since 2000. Let me get this right. I think the 2006.
Edwin James, everybody. They are a factory for pros.
When they played LSU in that, it wasn't the Sugar Bowl, it was the Peach Bowl, and they got slaughtered 41-3. Ever since, that's when Joey Dye was in LSU.
Right. I died. I hope I get in my fantasy draft because that boy can ball. But go ahead.
Ever since that game, they just fell apart. And I don't see them doing much. Actually, this year, I think North Carolina would have a better football team on the field than the U. Wow. In a few years, I can see that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like this season, the U has 3 quarterbacks, and they're all freshmen.
Yeah.
One of them suspended.
Tough. It's tough.
So,
what's good with players being unfairly criticized for being college kids, like a Jimmy Clausen? Because if you're like a Tim Tebow and you're a star and you have a drink, this gets on the internet, and now everybody's saying that you're this and you're that, and we even saw it in the pros with Matt Leinart, and even in college basketball with Hansbrough out for North Carolina.
Right.
What's good with these players getting these criticisms? Because at the end of the day, they're still college kids.
Exactly.
So what's good with that?
First of all, I'd like to say, we should all, I say this lightly, 21, that's when you drink.
Yeah. We abide by the law.
I understand that. However, you have to understand, they are no different, and this is college. Those athletes ain't no different from me, from you, or from my man behind the camera.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They are college kids. It is
and my
college.
man on camera too over here doing his thing.
So people just got to understand that they're 21, 20, 19, 22 years old.
Young kids.
Come on. I mean, you got to expect that.
What you expect.
As long as they're getting their homework in on time, you know what I'm saying? And they're not hurting anybody else.
Right, keeping their grades to stay in class. Yeah,
it's cool.
Right.
It's cool.
I understand. Quickly, what's good with freshmen making big-time impacts this season? What you got?
2 to come to mind is Terrell Pryor of Ohio State.
The Ohio State University. Say it right.
The Ohio State University. I should know that.
Yeah.
I should have said that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's going to play this year. They're probably going to use him a lot. You hear this all the time on TV in that Tim Tebow role when he was a freshman.
Right.
It's going to be real interesting.
Yeah, big Jim Tressel. We're going to see how that works out in the Big Ten.
Exactly. The other one I can think of, Julio Jones, Alabama.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to take a last break, and we're going to come back with Rose's pick for the 2008 national champion. Mike Jordan Show. We'll be right back.